Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to this episode of Best Brew Ever. Finally today we're gonna brew again. As I showed you in one of the other episodes, I got my 55-pound bag of Maris Otter, and that's gonna be my version of Duff Maris Otter with the I believe nugget hops and my California common yeast. It's early-ish. I wanted to start brewing a lot earlier, but I had a lot of other things to get taken care of, get set up. I'm still setting stuff up, but I think this is going to be my only second time that I've actually crushed the grains myself. I have my Victoria, I think they call it Victoria style. I don't know exact brand of this one, but I got it a long time ago. I've only crushed like I don't know how many pounds, 2 pounds or something with that one. I can't remember how much it was. It was a long time ago. So I know that style crusher is nowhere near as good as or easy as the grain crush, the mill style. It's got the two kind of crushers. I don't know a whole lot about them. I would like to get the other style. I see people, put it over a bucket and put a drill on it, and but I'm gonna have to hand crank this one, and so we'll see how long this is gonna take. And also, this style is hard to keep everything to where it's not over crushing the grains. I just want to crack, the husk. I don't want to, turn it into flour. So that's going to be a little difficult. And we're doing 8 pounds of the Maris Otter today. So, it's going to be a long day, but in the end, it's going to be worth it. The price of even cheap beer is going up, and I figure I got this on sale. I think I got it for like $65, so with taxes came out like 70 something. I figure I can probably get around 500 beers out of that. So I mean, that's even cheaper than the cheap store-bought beer, and plus it's going to taste a lot better. So I'll go ahead and start measuring out my grains and get the crushing, and to help my brew day, have a little some fun with it. I always jam some tunes. Unfortunately for YouTube, I can't jam tunes with you, so most of the brew day is going to be background music and voiceover commentary. But hey, you still get to hang out with me and crack open a beer. Got some coffee going on right now. Had too many times, a lot of people might have experienced before, if you get to drinking and have a long brew day, you're gonna make some mistakes, especially toward the end. So I think I'm gonna hold off on having any kind of alcoholic beverages until later. So just caffeine up and let's get it cracking. Here we go with my handy digital scale. It has been great for measuring grains and hops and whatever else was going into the beer. At first you put your whatever you're gonna scoop the grains out with, zero that out. That way you're only measuring the weight of the grain and not the vessel. And so I sped this up just so you don't see me fumbling through the whole process of opening this thing. I should have opened it beforehand, but that's how it goes. there's the beautiful grains inside, what we're trying to get at. And I take my first scoop. Now if I had this to do over again, I would have made more precise measurements, like rounded, added more grain to round up, or took some out to round down, so I got exact pounds. As you can see here, I get like 2.745. And later that became a little bit hard to calculate that to get exact pounds that I wanted. Okay, so I had a slight change of plans. The grinder crusher was supposed to be mounted here on my little workbench, and it did not fit underneath here. It wasn't wide enough, so I had to do a little rigging here, and it looks like this is hopefully gonna work. So let's continue with the crushing. All right, so I finally got this thing dialed in. It was kind of over crushing. That's a problem I had the last time with this. It's just pulverizing the grain, or it'll just you loosen it just slightly too much, and then it just drops the grain out without doing anything. So now I kind of got it dialed in to where I think is the best I'm going to get it. I definitely think now that I'm doing crushing, I'm doing the bulk grains, I'm crushing it all myself. The other style grain crusher, I think that's a must-have. So whenever funds are available, that's definitely gonna be the way I'm gonna go. But this is what I got for now, so that's what I'm gonna use. As you can see, this is going to be a slow process. First batch is crushed. Now we go back in for our second bowl, I guess. There, delicious. Still have our scale zeroed out. We had a little over 3 pounds. I'm trying to find a way to dump this stuff in there without just getting it everywhere, and putting a notepad over the top of it seems to work the best. Just dump her in and crank her down. Back again for the third bucket there. About 2 pounds. All right, here we have the finished crushed grains. We went a little bit over the 8 pounds, so I took some out to even it out. And as you can see, I made a mess. That's, they got the job done, but there's, fine malt powder everywhere. So definitely gonna get the other style crusher. But let's move forward. And I guess I should have been heating up my strike water the whole time, but feel like I'm a little rusty. I haven't brewed in a little while, so let me get on that and get this brew day moving forward. 4 gallons of strike water. I know a lot of people might be saying that's a lot. for strike water, but with this I found that if I do under 4 gallons, it actually the mash is really dry, and I've had success with using 4 gallons on this, because there's actually these kind of feet, and so some of the water, I mean, it doesn't look like a lot, but you have from here to here, that's the grain's not touching the water. So for me, it's been kind of a better brew day when I use 4 gallons in the mash and boil here. So go ahead and do that. Let me kick on the heating element. All right, so let me power this bad boy on. Oh, there we go, 165. There it goes. There it goes. The heat element is on, and we just wait. Right here, we're up to temp. It just dropped down to 164. But I say we go ahead and mash in. All right, put my grain bucket in here, and I think this may drop the temperature down, because this is going to be taking up some heat too. Maybe I should have put it being as it was heating up. Yeah, it's already dropped to 162, but I think we'll be all right. Go ahead and mash in. It may take a while because it's hard to get the grains out of that bag. It smells great. Might be okay. Just go ahead and dump the whole thing in there. Hear that element kicking on, better turn that off. Thank you. Making beer. Now see. Alright, my sacrification rest is over. I'm going ahead and sparge. I got my sparge water on the stove, heating up to about 170. I'm going to go ahead and lift up my grain bucket here. Let all that drain out. Alright, now we got a little strainer in there. I think last time I used the spoon, which worked pretty well. I'll go ahead and I used a strainer in the past and works well too. Except sometimes you get some of that hot sparge water splashing on your hands, and that ain't too cool. I was using the strainer just because I don't want to pour straight down and get, a little hole started straight down. I want to try to rinse all the grains as much as possible. Let that drain, rinse and repeat until we get to our, I'm going to do 5.5 gallons. And then we can start our boil. Alright, so now that it's all drained out, our grains are all sparged, and we're at 5.5 gallons. We got a rolling boil going. Then we'll go ahead and drop in our nugget. Grain bag here. This is more useful for doing hop additions. You can just throw them in there, but I do it all the time now. I just use it for everything. So this is 0.81 ounces of nugget. Just drop her in. Set a timer for an hour. We'll check it back and let it do its thing. Alright, our boil's over. We shut it off and brought the our kettle, our mash and boil in here in the kitchen, and got my wort chiller in to be sanitized. Man, I really feel like, I can tell I haven't done this in a while. I feel really, really rusty, and just need to jump back into it and my old routines down. And I haven't had anything hooked up in here as far as wort chiller in a while, because I've been using it outside on the spigot outside. So if you remember last time I brewed, I had problems with these coming off, and I never changed that one, so hopefully this does not pop off right now. So I'm gonna cool water going in. Hot water coming out. Oh yeah. Go ahead and get my hot bag out of here. I try to run it, run the cold water in the wort chiller, and when it starts coming out cooler, I'll slow this down, and then usually you feel more warm water coming out. That's what kind of works for me. Actually stir and all that kind of stuff. I get it down to the yeast pitching temperature. Okay, that's about all we're going to get out of that. I want to get every bit, but you know, you can't save it all. And we're just gonna run that. Get the fermenter good and sanitized. So I'm gonna go. Let me see all that. There's people call trube in there, trube, whatever you say. Just kind of. Give it a good mix. Get around all those coils. Yeah, 'cause that's super hot coming out. I'm gonna let that run. Get it nice and cool, and get everything else ready. We're nearing the end of our my homemade Duff beer, so I can have that on tap. It's the first one I've done out of the 55 pound bag of Marisada. And I think I still kind of need to dial in exactly the hop, you know, how many ounces, to get the right flavor that I want consistently, and you know, I got the nugget hops on sale, so you know, I might not keep the same, hops every time. I'll jump around and see what's on sale. Trying to do it on the cheap as possible. But if nugget turns out to be one of the cheapest options that tastes the best, then I'll probably go ahead and keep going on with that, because it's been good for the past, I don't know how many beers I've been using the nugget on. But so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get everything else ready so we can finish this thing up. All right, everybody, we're just about done with our brew day. Got the wort chilling right now. I just want to take a quick minute and just kind of thank everybody who's been watching the videos, new subscribers, and hopefully this channel will just keep growing. Hopefully you guys are liking what I'm checking out and what I'm doing. And like I always say, I have plenty of ideas for the future, and like I said, I like to get a variety of content on here, not just beer or making stuff for cars. I want a lot of different stuff, so that's what I'm trying to do. And by doing that, I don't get a keep maybe one type of viewer who just wants to watch the beer or just wants to watch one subject. But like I said, over time, hopefully I can build up a library of videos that people can come on here and check out. Hopefully multiple things, because not everybody's just into one thing. People like variety. So, and as this is Thanksgiving has just passed, and I couldn't find one for Thanksgiving. Recently, I found one. I seen on social media, Twitter, that they had these out, and even though this is not maybe the craft beer lovers beer of choice, I think it's cool. It's gimmicky. I'm the guy who buys the gimmick stuff. I don't know. I think it's cool. You got the champagne of beers in a champagne bottle, and I wanted one. My wife found one actually today. So let's crack one open. I think it's safe to have a beer now. We're not gonna mess anything up too bad. Gonna sip my champagne of beers out of my, if I can't read it, my Game of Thrones glass here. I'm not kidding. After this, I'm just gonna drink it out of the bottle. Nice head on that. Yeah. Smells like beer. Also, I hope you guys will come back and check out you know, the other ideas I'm having going on. You know, this is my my version of Duff beer, and I think that, you know, I got to get the kegerator going, and I definitely am gonna do the mini fridge. I'm gonna convert that, and I think I'm gonna make a Duff beer tap handle. So check back in for that. I think I'm gonna try to do a holiday beer. I got, you know, all this base malt, so I still want to kind of, you know, mix it up, not just do the Duff. So I have some ideas. So check back in for a holiday beer that I'm gonna try to make. But you know, stick around. We still got the rest of the Duff to finish up. But I just want to, like I said, I want to thank you guys. Wish you, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Christmas coming up, so you know, I know it's a stressful time of year. I know it is for me. You know, work gets heavier for me, and so working long hours. It's hard to make videos. Try to get all the shopping done. But hope you know, you guys will. I'll be able to make some content so you guys can keep stopping by and having, you know, just hanging out with me for a while. I know there's plenty of people out there to check out, but I appreciate you, you know, checking my channel out. And I think that's gonna do it for me, my little piece on this. Like I said, stay tuned. We're gonna finish up the rest of that beer, and like I said, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Video's not over. Keep watching. That's beer. So's that. All right, we got our wort down about 70 degrees. I'm going to attempt this without a hose. See what happens. So far so good. No leaks. We got our fast ferment here with it's been sanitized. Our collection ball's been sanitized. All the gaskets sanitized. Nice aeration of the wort here. About a little under 4 gallons to go. One thing I just realized is I'm still kind of jumping back into things, shaking off the cobwebs. I did not see how much wort we ended up with. Alright, so the end of the brew day didn't go quite as planned. Couple problems. Only had like 4.5 gallons that made it into the fermenter. This is my smack pack 24 hours later. You see it's the 2112 California lager. It's a little bit older, but it's within the 6-month period that says, you know, it's good to use, but it has not swollen very much. So, but I'm still going to pitch it just to see what happens. And another problem is these gaskets on these fast ferments. Well, this is the only one I ever had, but I don't know if it's shrunk or what, but it will not stay on this part or in the lid without falling into the wort. So I'm just gonna chance it and go without it.
there's another gasket that's like it's like a tube, more tubular, and I think it will hold on there better, so I'm gonna have to order one of those. But I'm gonna go ahead and, I guess it has part you can rip it. It's all been sanitized already, so. Probably shouldn't open it quite as much as I got that little pack in there. Like I said, I'm just gonna chance it without that gasket. I have no choice right now, and I'm not gonna throw that wart out, so. Get it good on there. Airlock. I lost my little spray bottle too. I think my daughter got a hold of that, so. Little sanitizer. And click.